Hi everybody, Father Bill Holtzinger here, and this is your Friday Reflection. Well, back in April of 2023, at the end of April, I did a Bible primer, like choosing a Bible, and I talked about all the different kind of Bibles that I've had, and one of them was called the Ignatius Study Bible, and this was it here. And what I loved about it is it had nice thick pages, and it had, of course, a bunch of notes. This is like the text, and this is all the notes, hermeneutical notes, as well as theological notes as well. Well, this is just the New Testament. Guess what? The new one from this has now been released, and I think it may qualify as probably among the thickest Bibles you can get. So here we go. I've already opened it. I got this from the, let's see here, from the St. Paul Center for Biblical Theology. And as I open it up, when I got this, I heard this big kaboom on the front of the doorstep at the house here, and I wonder what that was. And it was somebody delivering the book in the Bible in this box here. And well, I'll show you what it looks like here. Keep in mind, this is hardbound, and I didn't buy a hardbound when I bought a leather or leather-like type bound one. Get that out of the way. And here it is. So it has this cover on it. So this is kind of keeping it nice and neat. It's just a sleeve, really, is what it is. Let me go ahead and open it up. And I think this has been under preparation for, decades. Let me see if it even says it here. No, I just remember when the Ignatius New Testament came out. It was great, and I really loved it. It is thick, and I'm wondering, now keep in mind, the New Testament isn't even half of the whole of the Bible. So here we have now the other one, and it's heavy. And take a look at this. It's thick. Let's just compare it to just the New Testament. So different kinds of paper. So this has thinner paper on it. And it's a whole like this. This has thick paper. And this actually almost qualifies the thickest of all the paper. And there you go. That is pretty darn thick. So it's really tough, you might say, to hold it. So if you want to get the hardbound version, you might want to do that. This one's, I think the hardbound from Amazon is in the like $58 range. But again, the same idea. Now we have the Old Testament with, again, the text and then all the notes behind it. Look at that. It's mostly notes. So, and that's why it's called a study Bible, my friends. This lays down very nicely on a table. It does feel good. I love the new smell of a book. I have to say that was really great. But one thing to note, I think there's only one other Bible that I would say is thicker than this. Now, you might say the Jerusalem Bible, that was very thick. I'm glad I got that one in the hardbound version. I probably should have gotten this in the hardbound version. But there's still one that is popular right now and much more thick. And that is this. And by the way, this is just one of the editions of the Word on Fire Bible. It is relatively thick, but keep in mind, there's all these additions to it. Here, I just have 4 of them. There you go. Let's match that up with this. The Word on Fire Bible is still much bigger, and I must say, it has the best kind of text as far as style, and it's actually intended to be something that's beautiful to see and to read. The paper is actually probably the thickest, very durable, but it has wonderful pictures and things like that. Just getting one of the ideas that Bishop Barron wanted to do is make a Bible that has beauty also instilled in it. So that's that, and it has, of course, its own footnotes and things, but this may be next to the best, next to the New Jerusalem Bible for probably the best textual commentaries, hermeneutical commentaries, and just know it's a beast. It's big, so there you go. It's here, my friends. If you want to pick this up, just be mindful. This probably won't even fit in a typical backpack. There you go. So that's one thing. The next thing I do want to mention, and just very simply, is this Saturday. This Saturday is our important reconciliation service for Lent. So if you haven't gone to confession yet for your, Advent, what am I thinking? For Advent, if you haven't gone to your confession for your Advent discipline, then I would encourage you to consider this Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning. We will have 12 priests, And you can then go to confessions, and we'll be reflecting on the virtues. Past a couple of years, we've been reflecting on the mortal sins, and you would just have to come into the confessional to whatever priest and share what the mortal sins are that you had committed. In this case, it'll be looking at, and it might be a little trickier, where you failed in the virtues. The opposite of virtue is a vice, but the detail of the reflection talks about a virtue, and it has some questions around there, so you can kind of reflect, have you failed in this virtue? And then when you come before the priest, you would say, forgive me, Father, or bless me, Father, for I've sinned. I have failed in the virtue of, and then you fill in the blank, patience, magnanimity, whatever it might be that is something you've discerned. And again, the aid will be not all of the virtues, but some of the basic virtues, so that it can give you a good head start. Yes, you can also say other things, but again, because we have had a large number of people coming, that we need to be mindful of how long we offer the actual confession. So we're not interested in the sense of, let me put it better this way. We're very much interested in hearing your confessions, but it's not helpful at this point in this type of a situation to be getting into the details of the event that surrounded it, like my Aunt Mary, who is a neighbor to a friend whose husband, blah, 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 that kind of thing. We just want to know, what is the sin? And if it's been many times, say many times I failed at this, or if it's once I failed at this. But we're looking for what it is, and of course that's the sin, and if you can say the number, it's not like 23.2 times. It would be, this is a habitual thing I'm struggling with, or this happened once, or it happened twice. Something simple, and then you'll be given absolution, because we will then offer the act of contrition as a community, and we'll be given a community penance as well. Father Anthony will be doing the actual, the presiding for this celebration, and he will give the penance. I can't say exactly what it'll be. We have to get the chat. I know that I've, in the past couple of years, had us pray for the person that is behind us while they're going to confession. Then you would be praying for them. And again, that wouldn't be a long prayer, because a lot of these confessions are like a minute or even sometimes less, because again, we're not getting into the detail. This is not the time and place for this type of communal reconciliation service. So that's it. Wanted to share with you about the Bible and a reconciliation service this Saturday. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.